Hello, annyeong, ni hao. My name is Monkmonk, and today I'm going to be talking about the Aion 2 pay to win and how bad it's going to be, what to expect, everything like that. A little background on me. I played Lineage W for 4 years, which is NCSoft's big game release in 2021 before Throne and Liberty. And right now it did pretty well when it came out, but it's kind of in the same boat as Throne and Liberty right now, where it has a niche hardcore audience that we're still playing it, we're still enjoying it, but they went all out on the monetization. They really fucked it up, if we're being perfectly honest. It was pay to win to all hell. So I'm gonna go over a little bit of that, but the monetization that they gave in Lineage W is going to be very comparable. It almost was it's the experimentation ground for the monetization system that's coming out in Aion 2. And I've seen a little bit of drama, a little bit of debate on what it actually is going to entail. So I want to dip my toes into that and give my perspective on what to expect, what it's more than likely going to be, and greater commentary on how Korean MMOs work in and what type of industry it is. So first off, we're going to start with the Aion 2 special live stream. And right here, they talk about the business model. So we're just going to, this is directly from Aion 2's channel. It has the closed captioning, which sometimes it's a little iffy, but it should generally get the idea across. So let's see. Alright, there's a membership that includes essentials, which increases your quality of life. So this is going to be if you're actually trying to play the game at any serious level, then you definitely need the quality of life essential membership. And there's another extra membership for you to enjoy more content. So this is probably gonna be like the pass system in Lineage W. So here's the pass system. I'm gonna open up JuanRambo's little trading store here, the real money cash shop. Oh boy. Alright, so this is the cash shop. They got their packages. They do weekly and daily packages and stuff like that. But what they're talking about here with membership, they have what's called a pass. And this is 21 days. And what you'll see later on, they say this is going to be for 28 days. So you'll get an extra week. It's like $80, and then I think this is like $140 or something crazy like that. So obviously it's not the same deal, but it's not the same price. It's much higher than what Aion 2 is going to charge. But essentially it's the same thing. What it does, a bunch of currency and some discount coupons on packages. So you can get the premium currency and then other like convenience essentials, kind of like you would find in the essential pass, I would assume. And then also additional enhancement items. So like for this one, this game has gacha cards. Aion 2 is not supposed to have gacha cards. But essentially they're doing the same thing, where you buy the extra tier, you buy this premium pass, and you're going to get a bunch more content. And the content meaning growth of your character. Yeah, we're talking about buying the membership. We're talking about the first essential membership. This one will cost 19,700. If you're joining the Asian server and you're playing that is going to be 19,700 KRW to USD. Because when you buy stuff with your credit card from the States, it will charge it in the conversion rate. So it's worth about $13, $13.50. But if they were to release the game over here, maybe they would do it for the $20, you know. That's kind of how it worked with Throne and Liberty as well. And the other content membership we just mentioned is for you to have more time and money to spend and grind for resources. So yeah, essentially it's like I was showing you here with the pass. The pass, what it is it's giving you more currency. It's giving you more currency and give you more time to spend and grind resources. Because this Trader's Key, what that is its own special dungeon that people who own the pass have, and they're able to play, this Plundered False King's Tomb. And they're able to have their own safe dungeon where they can grind out and get a bunch of currencies and stuff like that. So all this that's in the game is pretty much being translated over to Aion 2, but probably in just a less expensive, less egregious form. But it's going to be the same thing. Because what you have to realize is the people who are playing this game, at least in Asia, there are professional teams and all that who play these games. And so they are always going to buy the normal battle pass or the normal pass. They're going to buy the premium pass. They're going to buy both. And then, so their target audience outside of that is everyone else who, that's why they're doing this kind of, you can buy two for one discounted price. It's because they want the average person who's playing to say, oh, I can have the same level of access as all these professionals who are playing the game. So, you know, like someone like me who would want to play this game for clout, you know, for streaming attention, I would be incentivized to buy both passes in order to be on the same operating level as those professional players. And that's pretty much how the MMO industry in Korea works. It's they serve up the business model, and they're targeting both the people who play it professionally as their job, and then also the more casual audience. For Lineage right here, this game, the reason why they're able to charge those prices is because there are a lot of very wealthy people who play this game and want to spend all their money on it. Aion 2 is going to be similar, but they're trying to target the newer, broader audience who doesn't have a bajillion dollars to spend on gambling for an item, you know. But I would assume that there's still going to be roads to spending money to, would assume enhancements are probability based, and the ability to attempt enhancements will be in these convenience passes. So let's continue.
그러니까 난 시간이 많고 더 많이 즐길 거고 내 캐릭터로 더 많이 돌 거야 하는 거는.
Yes, to grow your character. This membership costs 30,000 Korean won. So if we change it to a 2, we got $20. So you have $13 and $20. So you're spending about $33 USD in order to get both these passes. Which honestly, as once again, the American player who would try to join this game as a professional, that is a very reasonable price if that was going to be the only thing. But that's what you have to realize with these games, is that's not obviously going to be the only thing. Especially with all the other systems in place. It's well, let's just continue.
많이 하셨어요. 저희가 멤버십 상품의
Yeah, setting it to 28 days, so a little under a month.
매주 수요일마다 업데이트를 하기 때문에
Cash game every Wednesday, so you have 28 days. It had to be 28 days. We couldn't do it for monthly.
감사합니다. 이해해 주셔서 너무 감사합니다.
Yeah, really? It's not so bad.
저희 궁금하신 최소 사용
Even the comments, they're saying, oh, that's 30 something dollars. That's not crazy. But once again, you have to realize that it's a reoccurring membership. So, and then you have other things they're going to offer. I mean, the receipt personally is bound on acquisition. So the dungeon items will just go to your account. So you'll be able to trade most items. Allowing dungeon items to be tradable might cause issues. So they're going to have open world items, and those are going to be tradable, but dungeon items are not. Yeah, making it bound on acquisition.
획득시 귀속이든 착용해서 귀속이든 어쨌든
I mean,
귀속이잖아요.
to be fair, this is something I've always complained about. If they were to have the level of items you can get while you're just doing your own thing, and they're bound to your account, brings you up to the PvP level of somebody who's fighting for those higher tier items on the open world, then that would be a good game. You know, even if it's pay to win, at the very least, you can see a player who spends the money seeing like, oh, you know, they're obviously going to have greater chances at enhancements and all that shit, but I will be at least be on the same battlefield with the dungeon weapon that they have when they're trying to acquire the new weapon. That's obviously how they get you, because, you know, if it's pay to win, then you're always going to lose technically to the guy who enhances, you know, pays to enhance.
장비 강화 시 파괴되는
Does gear get destroyed when you enhance? No.
아니요, 파괴되지 않습니다. 예, 파괴되는 거 없고.
몇 강까지 100%죠?
저희가
guaranteed up to level 10.
그 100% 무조건 성공입니다. 그리고 이제 11강부터
11 honors have a chance to enhance.
확률이 조금 들어가요. 대신 이제 그때
But even if you fail, it won't downgrade, destroy your
파괴되거나 이런 건 없고요.
So yeah, that's where the pay to win will come in, going from like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's when people will start paying to win.
했을 때는 확률이 점점 증가합니다.
약간 천장 같은 느낌.
A pity
천장이
system.
있어요. 네, 점점
You should get to.
해서
Oh, it's like what they were doing in Lost Ark. I'm pretty sure that's how that Lost Ark enhancing works.
각 클래스 스킬은
Skills and classes. That's
스킬
nothing.
너무 궁금하다.
I think that's good enough to stop there. Kina is the in-game gold. Kuna is the premium currency, which is like Solent and Lucent. They're also, in addition to the memberships, there are going to be battle passes. And so if you want to see what the battle pass looks like, I can show you right here. Right here. Yeah, they have the season pass. And the season pass, you buy the premium currency. You buy either the silver or the gold version. So that it says on that picture that it's 1,000 and 1,500. In Lineage W, it's 500 and 1,000. And so you buy the key and you go to the season pass. You do your daily and weekly missions, which is like kill monsters, whatever. And when you complete them, you receive your pass points. And you level up your pass and you claim the items on the pass. So it's going to be pretty much like that. And you have 3 tiers. You have your free one, and then you have your premium ones. And the premium ones give you a lot of progression stuff. See, like +6 paid gear. This one gives you a chance for a mythic gacha. A bunch of like currencies and other stuff. Like, so that's essentially how it's gonna work with the battle pass system. So you have your membership, which is like the Lineage W pass, and then you have your battle pass, which is like the Lineage W season pass that they just introduced. So you have your 28-day, you just get stuff and you get goodies, and then you have your battle pass, which is going to have a free version, one that costs silver tier, and then one that costs gold tier. I mean, you already know, but is it going to be pay to win? It's going to be very, 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 very pay to win. This is the greater context as well I was talking about. Let me do this one. So the greater context of everything is that the Korean MMO industry takes into account the professional gamers that do this for a living, and then their general audience that they want to get to spend money. Both these parties are going to be spending money on this game. The Essential Pass is they're targeting your bare bones, hey, I just want to play the game and play the actual game. I don't want to be just pure free to play. I want to actually enjoy the game that I'm playing. Because if you're pure free to play, you're probably not going to enjoy the game very much. Like, maybe the very early stuff you'll be able to do, but after that, not really. It's kind of like that in Throne of Liberty too. You can do dungeons and stuff like that, but the second you get to like PvP and stuff, you just get fucking mollywopped. And then doing world bosses and stuff, forget about it. You know, they had to really like do a lot to make sure that the world bosses were doable. So now they did like portals with peacetime and battle. Like they've done a bunch of finagling with that in Throne and Liberty with world bosses. So you have your basic tier if you want to actually play the game, and then you have the upper tier, which anyone who's playing professionally is going to buy. So anyone who wants to compete with them have to buy that as well. And then you have the Battle Pass, which is based on completing stuff. So anyone who bought the lower tier might earn the currency and then buy these with the currency. And then the professional teams are just going to buy the currency and then buy the passes. If you're free to play, once again, you're probably fucked. Like, maybe you're lucky enough to earn a little currency and buy the battle pass, but then you can't do trading on the items, so you're going to fall behind items-wise, probably. You can't trade on the open market. You're going to fall behind currency and item-wise. If you have, if you're playing, you know, casually, you buy the normal pass, and then you're lucky enough to earn currency, you'll probably buy the battle pass with the currency, and then you're actually playing the game. And then between that person and the professional team, that's where they're trying to earn their money from. Anyone who's trying to play at the level of the professional teams, or, you know, want to be a serious player of the game. This is how all these companies operate with their games, pretty much, especially in the modern era. And that's the thing too. All this is what they're laying out on the onset. I can guarantee you within a year or two of the game's life, they're going to release another thing which you will be able to spend money on to progress through. That's how these games work. this channel. So the first channel I got it from is Kira. He has this screenshot from another channel, which I am too lazy to find at the moment, but I'll try and link it. This guy released a video where they translate the NCSoft investor call. And in this one, they talk about their plans with Aion 2, monetization, and also they talk about Lineage W. And you can see how the two things... I'm showing you the stuff that Lineage W does right now and what it looks like. And after 4 years... they've done a bunch of stuff in addition to what you're seeing there, obviously. Just like as a really brief example, they do weekly packages and daily packages. You probably won't see this, but you might. You definitely will. There's a high chance you might see this in Asia, but in US, I don't think they'll do this. Like they would be pushing their luck if they did something like this in the US. In addition, you have these other weekly sales. These are the special sales. And then you have growth products that they sell weekly. They have the pet system, which you can grind through with premium currency. You can buy the straight out premium currency. They have paid gear. On this server, I can buy with gold. They have hero coins that you earn from buying premium currency and other things. And you can buy all sorts of growth items. Oh, they have these coins that you can buy, and then you can craft the growth stuff. And of course, the coins cost money. So you can see that there's a lot of room to monetize outside of just this 2 premium pass, 3 battle pass system, more than likely. Because you'll have a free battle pass, and then you have 2 premium battle passes. Alright, so here's the investor call.
Participating in the NCSoft earnings conference call.
As I have previously mentioned, we've been proactively discussing M&A opportunities to expand into new genres and the global mass market with tangible results expected soon.
And there are 7 IPs currently in the product pipeline to be launched by next year.
So they have a lot of games coming
for the
out.
Legacy IPs, there are, of course, regional expansions planned for Legacy IPs, but also 3 new titles that will be developed based on these Legacy IPs.
3 new Legacy IP titles.
But among this number, Aion 2 will take account of half of the sales mix. We will continue to...
So they're expecting Aion 2 to contribute half of their sales revenue. So this is their big game. Aion 2 is going to be their big thing, which is obviously part of why they're being so... This is way more reserved than most people in Asia expected it to be, with the Battle Pass system. And it being like not an insanely expensive endeavor to do both Battle Passes as one. If it's $30 USD over there is a bit of money, but it's a lot that salary people can pay and afford and everything. So
expand the value of our legacy IPs in 2026 through regional expansion. The release of Lineage M and Lineage 2M in China, and
Lineage M, Lineage 2M is being released in China.
W in Southeast Asia.
And Lineage W being released in Southeast Asia, which is interesting to me because I know a lot of people in Southeast Asia are already playing Lineage W, so maybe they assume an official release out there might draw in more players who weren't already playing. Personally, I think they already kind of tapped out Southeast Asia, but I guess we'll see what that looks like.
So they're planning global expansion and
like the wizard says, they're planning a global expansion with Aion 2 being 50%, and then my game Lineage W expanding out to Southeast Asia to attempt to capture more revenue streams. So it looks like really their big plan is Aion 2. Their biggest plan for sales revenue is Aion 2. They're trying to sell as many of these battle passes as possible. And then after that is when you could expect to see the more money-grabbing tendrils expanding from that. So I would assume probably for the first year, maybe first 2 years, they'll probably rely on just these battle passes to push by cramming as many goodies into probably the premium version as they can. So the essential one obviously is going to be the one that they say, oh, if you really want to play Aion 2, buy the essential pass. So it says in this picture right here, oh yeah, you need the essential membership to trade and use the auction house. A little worse than Throne and Liberty, because with Throne and Liberty you could use the auction house no matter what. So this one, if you're free to play and you get a good items and you want to sell it, then they're like, oh, buy the essential membership, pay the $10, pay the $15, whatever, $20, and now you can sell your item and get your diamonds or your premium currency so that you can buy your battle passes with it, you know. And then all the battle passes will have the growth items, you know. That's probably how the funnel works. They're trying to get people to play the game as a free-to-player, hit the wall, but then get some good item that they can sell in the market. Oh, I have the item I can sell in the market. All right, I'll buy the essential pass. That's where their sales mix on that end's coming from. I don't anticipate them to do a lot for those people, though, to get them there. I think they're just using that for the lowest cost tier. And then above that is going to be the premium tier, which they are going to just stuff full of as many goodies as they can. And then you could probably expect them to stuff a decent amount of goodies in the battle passes that you can buy with the premium currency as well. Since anyone who buys the essential can then get the diamonds they need to buy the battle passes, which is essentially what my plan in Lineage W is right now, is that I play the game for free. I get some good items sometimes. I sell them for diamonds. I use the diamonds to buy on my main character. I'll use the diamonds to buy the battle passes. So, in summary, this game will be pay to win. Aion 2 will be pay to win. The hard pay to win wall for all the free to play people who want to spend $0. You will not be able to trade or get the diamonds you need to do anything else. So you're going to be hard locked with all the shittiest stuff. And then once you buy the essential pass, you get access to the trading house, the auction house. Anyone who doesn't want to spend more money than that, they sell the items they get to get diamonds, use the diamonds to buy the battle passes, and use the battle pass goodies to level up their character. And they're going to be hard stuck in the middle, like a lower middle. And then anyone above that buys the primo shit. They'll probably get free currency with which to buy the battle passes, and then goodies on top of that. Those people are the bare minimum as, hey, I'm actually going to try to be competitive in this game to play with the big boys. And then on top of that is everything else. And more than likely, you won't see them make major moves with drawing money out of people for the first 2 years, because they anticipate Aion 2 to be 50%. They are riding on this game to provide 50% of their revenue for the foreseeable future. So I don't anticipate them to really try to extract the money for the first 2 years. But as soon, maybe a few plays here and there for that, like with anything that I've shown you on Lineage here, all those tools are at their disposal to try and draw more money out of that top area of players. Because anyone below that, they have a hard budget limit, and then everyone above that, whether or not they have a hard budget limit, they're going to get milked. This is how the Korean gaming industry works and wants things to be. I personally think that these types of games should be regulated kind of like casinos. If you're trying to extract money to be in the running, that's no different from me going to a poker table and buying in. If I sit down with the big wallet, I'm gonna win. I play enough hands, I can bully everyone else off the table, and I don't play absolutely stupid. Without that barrier between real world money and the gameplay, it's a casino game. That's the long and short of it. I would love to see games like this get reclassified as real money casino, like that you're trying to play a professional video game to be the top, earn the money and the clout. Money is what draws the outcome of the game at the end of the day. It needs to be that classification, because if this game were to come out without any connection with money and it was just, hey, kill the monsters, get your items, and however that plays out, it plays out. That to me is a real video game, And of course, people will do their money on the side and stuff, but literally when it's officially sanctioned by the company, it's just it's that's when you know you're in the casino. Is they're taking money, they're taking their bets. They got their professional gamblers, they're paid muscle to make sure things go the way they want. That's just how the industry is, man. But yeah, that is about it. Thanks for listening. See you.